Good day to you. I am Dan Derpin, and I'll be straining my voice to sound tough to deliver to you some nuggets of tough history. These historical stories are too tough to be told in a regular voice. I've got some lozenges here, and welcome to Dan Derpin's Derpcore History Podcast. Unlike some other history podcasts I could mention, I'm not cheap. I've hired a music and sound effects guy from the local Home Depot parking lot. We're going to call him Gary. Shout out to Gary. Worth every penny. Really enhances the history. Speaking of our budget, let's do some sponsors. Today's podcast is brought to you by the folks hanging out in the Home Depot parking lot. When I'm looking to get something fixed in my home and I want to pay for it with Subway sandwich gift cards, I pick some fellas up in the Home Depot parking lot. They'll dig a hole for you or give you sound effects, whatever you need. Home Depot parking lot. On to today's episode. Let's travel back in Derpcore history to the year of our Lord, 1978 A.D. An Australian pilot by the name of Frederick Valentich. Sounds Australian, right? Frederick was flying his tiny Cessna aircraft over the Bass Strait. If you don't know where that is, it's because it's in Australia. It was Saturday night, October 21st, 1978. The evening air smelled of salty Vegemite.
Crikey, mate. Can't wait to eat some more of this Vegemite.
Frederick is described in his Wikipedia article as a flying saucer enthusiast, so you can pretty much guess what happened next. Frederick informed Melbourne Air Traffic Control that he had sighted an aircraft flying about 1,000 feet above him. He also reported that his engine was running roughly. It turned out that the aircraft that he saw was not an aircraft.
Oi, fuck me, mate. I thinks me sees a flying saucer.
His transmission was then interrupted by unidentified noises. These noises have been described as metallic, scraping sounds. We have a recording.
Oi! Oi! Fuck me, mate.
All contact was lost. Search and rescue operations covered 1,000 square miles. Frederick Valentich was never seen again. What happened on that fateful day in 1978 A.D.? There are three main theories. First, it has been proposed that Frederick staged his own disappearance. But why would he do such a thing? Just because he believed in UFOs and was sad? That's nonsense. Second, others have said that he had become disoriented from flying at night and crashed into the water. Also nonsense. This man was an experienced pilot. He'd had over 100 hours of flying. He was like the Australian Chuck Yeager. I don't buy it. The most likely outcome, proposed by legitimate historians such as myself, was that extraterrestrials abducted him and are violating him to this day. What do you think happened on that fateful day? Let us know in the comments. Please keep it positive and have at least an associate's degree. Now on to our final sponsor, Tough Guy Throat Lozenges. Do you wish you had joined the military, but for some reason it just didn't happen? Well, grab some history magazines and strain your squeaky voice and be a man. Tough Guy Throat Lozenges will soothe your throat when it gets tired from talking about tough topics all day. Topics like libertarian utopias and panzer tanks. Tough Guy Throat Lozenges, now available in jasmine and acai berry. That was Dan Derpin's Derpcore History. Thanks, we'll see you next time. Out.